Good morning, peace, ashe. Good evening to some, and whatever. This is your brother Yermiyah Ben Yahudah. I'm out here this morning, just doing my little walk, jogging, running. Got to stay in shape. To get my age, it's funny to hear me say that too. Wow. But to get my age at 47 years old, I'm almost 50. I'm in pretty good shape for my age. I look young. I feel young. I'm still recovering from my, car accident I had in 2015, but it's all good. It's all good. To be able to get out here and feel this sun on my skin and be out here jogging and still be able to do things that, a lot of other people can't do is a blessing, and I'm humbled by it. It's truly, the Most High has definitely shown me favor, and I'm humbled by it, all praise to the Most High. Yokai. Just want to send out, my love to all my brothers and sisters, and my condolences to my sister and anybody else that, I'm friends with on social media or whoever who have lost someone. My condolences to you all. But I want you to always remember, though, you always, in the midst of anything, you always see there's always some flowers growing. There's always some beauty in the world when, you think that there isn't and you can't see it, there's beauty out here. So I'm hoping everybody is enjoying this new year that has been bestowed upon us, that we have been blessed to enter this new year, springtime. The flowers, the grass, everything is blooming, the birds are mating, people are, procreating, and praise the Most High for that. Yokai. I just want y'all to know that I love y'all, that no one tells y'all this morning. I love y'all. Every last one of y'all on my Instagram, those who were on my Facebook page, I closed them down. My messenger closed down. Actually, my messenger was shut down when I sent out this video to everybody on my messenger. As soon as I sent them out, it automatically shut my messenger down. So it was a video from the president of Kenya speaking on homosexuality and why it's not permitted in Kenya at this time. He said as long as he's president, that's going to be the law, and it's not permitted in Kenya. So, once I put that video out on Messenger shut me down, and it told me I had to reactivate my Facebook page and all that craziness. Excuse me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. So it is what it is. It really doesn't matter to me because, I'm just disconnecting myself from all this, false world that we live in. Back to nature. I've always been, a type that love nature. And that's why, for me, leaving this country and going, to Africa and places, where I'm out there in nature, and I'm out there away from all this pollution, has always been my goal. It's always been my goal to leave this country since I was a child. This has never been a home to me. It never felt like home to me. It just felt like a prison. I feel very much caged here in this country. And I don't care, I don't lived in a lot of different states. I don't live in California, I don't live out in Jersey, I don't live out in New York for a little bit. I don't live out in, I'm from Philly, I don't live down North Carolina, in different parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, different parts of Texas. So, I've been around, different places, and like I said, I still feel caged. Some places feel better than others, more relaxed than others. Philly is hostile, just like New York, hostile. The people are hostile. You can feel, something in the air. You always got to keep the ratchet on you. You always got to be in that type of mindset, even when you don't want to be in that mindset. So some places are a little bit more relaxed than others, but at the end of the day, to me, it's not home. It seemed like I'm just here, you know, visiting, you know, and I overstayed my visit. Like, I don't even want to be here. It's like I'm stuck. So I'm working hard to get out of here. You know, y'all can have America. White folks, you know, I'm telling you, be honest when I tell you, white folks, I don't want this country. I don't care less about it. You can have it. Everything about it. This is your country. You say it's yours. Okay, I'm not one to argue with you about it. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's yours. You can have it. All the polluted waters and polluted air, and the dump sites. You know, y'all like it. Y'all love it. Hey, have it. I want home. So, just let y'all know, a reminder that, you know, this is the time, you know, springtime, new year for us. Y'all kind, praise to the Most High. You know, it's a new year. Let us get it in our minds to do better, to move forward, you know, get our finances all together, stop giving our money away to everybody but our own. You know, black businesses support them. But, you know, that's kind of hard to do with, you know, our people. You know, we are the type that, you know, we don't want to, you know, patronize each other. You know, I drove through an area and it's predominantly Hispanics, and there's like in every driveway at least 7 cars. I'm not kidding you. You won't find one car parked in the driveway because there's multiple families living in those houses. And they live in the houses that's $200,000, you know, anywhere between $180,000 to $200,000 homes. And we're talking about 4 or 5 bedroom homes, 3 or 4 car garage houses. And in these places, in these areas, there's multiple families living in there. They gather their wealth together. They cohabitate. They coexist with each other. It's called cohabitation. And they break their dollars down. They pay the bills together. And they save up. That's why they have more than us. That's why they can start businesses and trucking companies, and we don't have anything, because we won't do that, because we can't even get along with each other. And yet we wonder why, you know, we're being murdered out here. And we wonder why no one cares. Because they're looking at us like, y'all don't even care about yourselves. And then y'all will argue about the fact of, it's your business to do what you want with your money. You will argue about the fact that, you know, I don't have to be a part of this group. I don't have to be a part of this. You love being separate, but you hate the outcome of that. You hate what happens when you are a separate race. You hate that. You hate the fact that your sons and daughters are being murdered on the street and nobody gives a shit. But you're the reason for it, because you don't care about yourself. And you still won't, you know, regardless of what anybody say, regardless of how much knowledge you gain, because we always learning, we always getting knowledge and wisdom. No matter how many times it's pointed out to you that together you stand, divided you fall, you still won't do it. You still won't do it. No matter how much knowledge is out there about what you should be doing and what right way you're supposed to be going, you still won't do it. And this is the reason why, for those who believe in the Bible, this is the reason why 40 years Israel wandered in the wilderness and died out into the new Jerusalem, because they would not change their ways no matter what came their way, no matter what hardship. This was stiff-necked, hard-headed people. To me, that's retardation. That's something you just hard-headed. And I hate to say it, but it is what it is. You know, some of you sisters, you know, y'all gonna have to get into religious marriages to save your children and to protect yourselves. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to let that shit go about that. I'm not, because keep on saying you're not, and you losing. You're losing. Some of you sisters gonna have to realize that your ways are not correct. If it's not benefiting your family 100%, if it's not benefiting your nation 100%, there is not a benefit. It's a liability. And everybody has to come to that. You brothers want to realize you can't go around here planting your seeds and every female who open their legs and not take care of these kids. You're causing problems. It's a liability. When you have a child's supposed to be a benefit. It's supposed to be something that you rejoice about. But when you have these children, the way they're being born and born into this world, these children become liabilities to society. These children become a danger to society. And they are a witness against your sins, against your evil and wickedness. Trust me, I know. Your children will be the reflection of your wicked and evil deeds that you've done on this earth. Because they're going to act out in ways. They're going to act out in ways that the world going to say, look at these kids. Look at their parents. And not every child came from a bad upbringing. But a lot of these children, and it don't even have to be about how you came up. It's how you was born into this world. And in today's time, most children were born into this world through unwedded mothers. These females open their legs up so fast to these boys who are horny. They call them horny dogs. To these dudes that are horny, these young girls out here, 11, 12, 13 years old, they already having sex with dudes that's 15 to 16 years old. These girls who out here who 15, 16 years old, already having sex with men that are 30. In their 40s. When I lived in North Carolina, the main thing that I saw the most was young girls under the ages of 20 with men that were in their 50s. I mean, pushing in strollers, having babies, but I saw that more than I seen anything. And I questioned, you know, people that I knew down there, like, well, why is it like that? They said that's always been down North Carolina. It's always been like that down south, you know, but now what's going on down there is a fact that a lot of these girls get turned out so quick. They're so quick to go run. By the time they turn 15, 16 years old, they done been with so many different dudes. They have no choice but to get with an older man because nobody else is going to deal with them. Because they, you know, everybody know their reputation. So now these younger females who you see, they like 19, 20, 18 years old, they dealing with dudes that's, you know, 40, 50 years old. You like, damn, like, I mean, the pickings, the finding a good man that's going to take them is going to be hard because everybody down there is small. Everybody know you. Everybody know your reputation. So it's hard. And then for a lot of these men, you know, it's hard for them to get, you know, a good woman because everybody know their reputation. They've been out there. They don't have kids spread all over the place. They got children the same age as their girls. You know, so they're not going to find a successful black sister that, you know, can be a balance for them because those sisters not going to go for, you know, a man like that. That, oh, well, you got all these children, you 45 years old, you got all these kids, and you really ain't stable as a black man, and I got this and I got that, and I can do better. So it's a problem in the black community that our ignorance is killing us. Like the things that we do, how we respond to things, how we live, how we act is killing us. Like, and we do not care. We don't want to change. Now there's a small portion, a small remnant that are leaving America. They go to places like Africa, of course, you know I was going to say that. Israel, of course, you know I was going to say that. They go on places like Belize, Honduras. They go into different places in the world, building communities, starting their family. There's brothers who are successfully connecting with sisters who are willingly ready to be in polygynous relationships, and they're just leaving. 5 sisters with 1 brother. And they're pouring their resources together, and they go buy a 7, 8 bedroom home in a place like Honduras, living out there and raising their 20 to 30 children and living good, running businesses, and nobody knows. They're behind a lot of different businesses and a lot of new technology that's coming out. And nobody knows these people because they just faded to black. I know about it because I deal with people who talk about this stuff all the time. They just faded to black. There's a sister that used to come on Facebook and she used to post on YouTube. I haven't seen her in a while, but she was one of them. She talked about the benefits of it. But I know for some of y'all sisters, that's not going to never happen. So I'm just putting that out there, the different things that people are doing to better themselves, you know, to get away from the rest of us. You know, there are brothers and sisters out here who are doing everything possible to get away from us. You know, they can't stand niggas. And at the end of the day, I don't blame them, because this is ridiculous. This park you see right here is predominantly black people you see here playing. But after a while, another 7, 8 years, this is going to be predominantly Hispanic. It used to be white, black people moved in, and then it's going to be predominantly Hispanic. They're taking over all over the United States. They're taking over. And the areas, other areas in this city that were predominantly black is now changing. There's more Caucasians out there. You know, the police brutality is not going to stop. These are government agents. These are military. This is a military war. They're fighting a war against us. This is survival of the fittest, and I don't know what part we don't get of this war. I don't know what part we don't get. You know, this is what leads me to the conclusion that my people are already destroyed, because you don't even recognize that you are in a war. There's a war on you on every single level. All the food that you're eating, toxic. All that garbage I see people posting on Facebook. You know, sisters are still feeding their kids Taco Bell. Still feeding their kids McDonald's food. You can go through all these communities, and I don't care whether they're a poor community or if they are middle class, or is no such thing as middle class, those who got money. Their parents are still feeding their kids McDonald's food. I noticed I dropped somebody off at McDonald's the other day. And as I dropped her off, I watched a grandfather with his 2 granddaughters taking them into McDonald's. I saw what he was driving. I'm driving a Jeep Cherokee. He driving the Benz, 2016. You can look at him and see he got money. And he's taking, and so you would think with the money, with having, you know, wealth or having a higher income, that you would have a higher level of knowledge. But they don't. Just look at all the stuff that people post on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. Look at the foods. Oh, I went here today and I had this. Garbage. How can you be in 2018 and everybody know who Dr. Sebi is? And if you don't know who Dr. Sebi is, then what are you watching and what are you looking at on your social media? That means you don't look at nothing of knowledge. If you don't know who Dr. Sebi is, you have did no type of study. You are lost. If you don't know who Dr. Sebi is, you don't know who Francis Cress Welsing is. If you don't know the elders who just passed, and I'm just going to name them. Henry Clark just passed, and he wasn't my elder, but he was an elder of the black community, but he wasn't my particularly my elder. Francis Cress Welsing, Ben Amin, Dr. Sebi, Dick Gregory. Of course, I know everybody knows him. But if you don't know who these people are, and if you don't know what they were about, if you just heard their names, but you really don't know what they're about, then you are the type of people who are part of the problem that we have in society with our people. You are that number of people who are the problem. Because you don't know these people, and because you don't know how to feed your children or yourself, you are a plague in our community. Because the stuff you putting in yourself and your own body is toxins to everybody else. You are a factory that's housing toxic waste material. And every time you come around people, they are contaminated by you. They're contaminated by you. This is real rap. They're contaminated by you. And I'm telling you this. And if you think that I'm wrong, go research it. You are a warehouse that's housing waste material that is toxic. If you're eating McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, shrimps, lobsters, chicken, hamburger, French fries, all the foods that you're getting out of the supermarkets, all the flesh, all those foods that's packed with chemicals that you don't even know, you can't even read them. You gotta write them down on a whole page, and maybe 2 or 3 pages of all the stuff that's inside of a hot dog. You gotta write down all these things that's inside one hot dog, or what's inside your ketchup, or what's inside your mustard, if it ain't natural stuff in there. You gotta write down all the chemicals that's in everything that you're eating, everything that you're putting on your body, your shampoos, your toothpaste. And when you finish that list of everything that you eat on a daily basis and every type of health product, beauty health products or beauty products that you use on your bodies. I don't care if they tampons, Kotex, I don't care if it's deodorant, I don't care if it's Pepsi, Diet Coke, whatever it is that you put in your body, on a daily basis, when you write down all the chemicals that's in those things, including your clothing, on top of what you're breathing in the air, you are a toxic waste dump, polluting the air. Don't you know that your body produces chemicals? Don't you know that the trees that produces oxygen are taken from us when we put in our body and push back out to them? So whatever we put in our body is going into them, and they putting it right back into the air. I'm giving you real facts. Things that you need to think about, to really think about, really sit down and really think about it. What the hell am I doing to myself and to the environment? I'm just keeping it 100. A lot of people ain't gonna keep it 100 with you like this. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I ain't gotta go into all this old, technical type of talking and, no, I have to do that. Just common sense. You are what you eat, and what you put in your body must come out. When you go take a dump and you can't even stand the smell that's coming out of you, you're sick. You're sick. And you're gonna make everybody else sick. If you sitting on a commode, the toilet, and you taking a dump, and your vagina smell is coming to your nose and that shit stinks, and then on top of your defecation, even when you have your cycle and that shit stinks till it's unbearable, that somebody can come behind you and be like, oh Lord, what the fuck? Excuse my language. You're sick. You're sick. If you a brother and you go, you know how we wake up in the morning, well, I can't say for all y'all brothers, but for those brothers who still rise in the morning before you gotta go urinate, and you go urinate, that first time you urinate in the morning is all the toxins that's gonna come out that you had the day before or the days before. So you urinate. After you urinate that out, it might be a little, golden shower there, but through the rest of the day, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't look like, a 40. Shouldn't look like an 800 all day long. After that first initial piss, and even that first initial piss shouldn't look like, some dark behind beer. It should look, you know, a little gold, a little yellow. But after that, that stuff should be as clear as water. It should look as if you didn't pee in the commode. And if it's not, and you can smell your urine, when you stand there and you can smell your urine, you can smell what your body is depleted because it's a sign. So if it smells like, you know, something that, you know, you used to eat a lot and you're not eating it, that means you need to put it back in your body. It's a sign. Your body gives you all kinds of signals. You start getting bumps on your face, or you start getting like pains in certain parts of your body. That's our signals letting you know, okay, you're depleted here. You need to put this in. See, that's why I'm, you know, my lifestyle, that, you know, being a vegan, I have everything in my pantry to keep me full of nutrients. Moringa, spirulina, I mean, you name it, I got it. I keep them, and I don't let them diminish. And then I come out here and I run, and then I walk, and I sunbathe. Right now it's a little chilly in the air because it's early, still early here. It's a little chilly, but it's starting to warm up. It's gonna be about 80 degrees a day. I come out and sunbathe. You know, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know, I go to this remote place. I ain't gonna say where, but I go to this remote place. I haven't been there in a minute, and I need to, especially in the summertime. And I go and I sunbathe totally nude. And the reason why I do that at that particular place is because no one is out there. No one is out there. No one can see me unless they're in the satellite looking up top. That's the only way they can see me. But nobody's out there. It's secluded from everything and everybody. You know, ain't nothing but wildlife out there. I take a blanket and I lay out there for about an hour. Turn on one side, turn on another side, and I sunbathe. Yes, I get that nutrients. I get myself prepared for the summer and for the winter. You know, and this walk that I'm walking, for me, it wasn't hard at all. It wasn't hard. And the reason why it wasn't hard for me, because I had already, when I was a teenager, was taking those steps. You know, I wasn't a real big meat eater anyway, and my father didn't allow us to have pork in the house. And if you heard my videos before, you already know I spoke about, you know, how I was raised up. There were certain things that we weren't allowed to eat in the house. So it is what it is, you know. I'm just letting y'all know that it's time for us. Well, not time for us, meaning every one of us, but it's time for those of us who, you know, are like-minded to come together. You know, it's time for us to, you know, really get this together, man. We really have to get this together. We no longer can allow ourselves to lose more generations. This is about self-preservation for me. I gotta save my bloodline, my children, children's children. Any brother and sister that will work with me, you know, I'll work with them. You know, it's all about love. But for the rest of my people who want to stay in this way of life that is not benefiting us, I don't know, you're an enemy to me. If you still out there listening to ratchet music and you still want to be out there doing everything that is wrong in our community, that's wrong with our people, then you're an enemy to me. You know, you're an enemy to me. Anyone who still wants to do things that is not benefiting the community, you're an enemy to me. And that and I have to say that with all of my heart, because we're the only race that acts like this and don't care. And it bothers me that we have the audacity to be angry when some other nation does something to us. What you get mad for when a brother or sister get murdered? To them, that's good riddance. To them, that's good riddance of bad rubbish. That's how they're looking at it. They're looking at the fact that you sisters who are in the conscious community I'm going to say that for another video. Peace, shalom, my shit. I'm going to come back and do another one. A real short one on that. I love y'all. Shalom. I'm going to get on y'all brothers, too. I'm going to tell y'all his little secret.